In this video, we're going to take a quick overview of Google Sheets, which is their equivalent to Microsoft Excel if you've been using a spreadsheet program like that, or Numbers if you're a Mac person. Let's real quickly look, though, before we get into that, I want to show you one feature that I haven't talked about yet, and that's the ability to upload documents into Google and convert them to a Google Doc or a Google app from Excel or Word or any other program that you might be using. So if I click on this and I say Files, and let's just pick this word processing document, and I say Open, and it's going to ask me if I want to convert it. So if I go ahead and say Convert, and you can have it set to confirm that before every upload. Sometimes you might want to keep it in the format that it's in, but in this case I'm going to go ahead and convert it to a Google Doc. One advantage is by having it as a Google Doc, it doesn't take up any of my space quota. The other thing is that if I want to share that with people, I can use all of those collaborative features that I wouldn't have as a Word file. You can also convert PDFs into Google Documents if you click on that. So I'll go ahead and start upload here. And you can see it happening here. And now notice it's got that icon. So if I click on that, now notice it kept the graphics, everything the same as it was. So it's a nice feature to be able to import your old documents into Google App. To get rid of something, I can just click on that, check the box, hit remove, and it's gone. Or you can highlight it and hit remove, and that's going to be deleted. So now let's go ahead and get into Google Sheets. So I'm going to go create and a new spreadsheet. And if you're familiar with Excel, this is going to look very familiar to you. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time going through all of the different menus and such. But you have your share as you did in Google Docs. You can download in formats, again, just like you could in Google Docs. You could download as a Word file or a PDF or plain text or something like that. One nice thing is you can do a CSV file, which is very handy if you're importing into some other databases. You could rename, you can make a copy. So all of these things we've kind of gone through before. Again, remember our web clipboard, and there's still got my web clipboard and the thing I copied in the last video. It's there. I can clear all my items from that. You've got find and replace. So under view, you can look under normal. You can also do under list, which kind of sets it up like a pivot table. So you can see how you can select items if there were multiple items in there. Insert, images, forms, drawings, a script if you want. And we're going to get into scripts a little bit in this one. So format, again, just typical formatting things. Data, if you want to sort, you pick a column and choose to sort up and down or down and up. You can sort arrange. So pivot table, report, validation. If you needed to validate, you could limit it to certain types of data within a cell. Under tools, we've got some things that are pretty powerful here. And one is the script gallery. In the script gallery, you're going to find a lot of pre-made items. And one of the things we're going to use later on is this G-class folders. And we're going to have a unit on how to do that. And so, but what these scripts are sort of macros that will allow Google Sheets to interact with Google Docs and Google Folders, and can be very powerful as far as automating things. Now, some of these will work under our contract. Some of them aren't approved. So if it's in here, you can usually use it. Under education, you can find a lot of features here that will let you add some functionality. Doctopus is a very powerful way of setting up folders and things, but unfortunately it's not quite working right for us, and we're trying to get that fixed. So anyway, so there's a lot of scripts here that you can play around with. If you're teaching finance, you could use some of these, perhaps. Statistics, miscellaneous. If you go to public, and you could search for a specific script that you might be looking for. Some still comment like we could in So I can now notice in this case I can comment on a cell. So if I'm a math teacher or something, maybe I have somebody doing some work in here, I could comment on this particular cell or a range of cells if I wanted. I could add a comment to that. So that's Google Sheets, and I'm not going to spend too much time on here. I'm going to link a few other videos that have some tips and tricks, and hopefully you will enjoy using them. It's a great program, and one of the nice things about it is it links with Google Forms, which we're going to talk about in the next unit, and it allows you to look at your data. You can also give tests using Google Forms to your class, and there are some extensions that will grade things automatically. And again, we're going to go through all of that a little bit later.